Hey there, Ghostbusters in training and fellow fear enthusiasts. Welcome back to Cryptid Whisperer, where we dive headfirst into the spine-chilling, hair-raising, and downright creepy corners of the supernatural world. Today, we're tackling a haunting that's sure to send shivers down your spine, the tale of the weeping child. You know, that ghostly little kid who thinks your house is her personal crying room? Yeah, her. Now, if you're like most people, the idea of dealing with a weeping ghost child ranks somewhere between getting stuck in a horror movie and jumping into a pit of spiders. But don't worry, we've got your back. In this video, we're going to arm you with the top 10 tips you'll need to survive an encounter with the weeping child without losing your sanity, your sleep, or your soul. Whether you're a seasoned ghost hunter or just someone who's had one too many weird late-night experiences, these tips will help you navigate the ghostly waters and keep that spectral kid from turning your life into a haunted house attraction. From candy bribes to salt circles, and even some good old-fashioned advice to just move out, we're covering all the bases. And hey, if you enjoy this guide and want more tips on how to survive the creepy, the crawly, and the downright terrifying, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Cryptid Whisperer, and ring that notification bell. Because let's be real, you never know when you might need to survive the next ghostly encounter. So, grab your salt shaker, a handful of candy, and maybe even a lullaby or two. It's time to dive into the ultimate survival guide for dealing with the weeping child. Trust me, you'll want to pay attention. After all, it's your sanity, and maybe your life, on the line. Let's get started, shall we? Tip 1. Don't investigate the crying. All right, picture this. It's the middle of the night. You're cozy in bed, dreaming about winning the lottery or finally getting a reply from that crush, when suddenly, wah, a kid's crying somewhere in your house. Now, hold on, Captain Compassion. This isn't your cue to go all super nanny. You're not about to comfort some lost toddler. You're about to walk straight into a horror movie cliché. And guess what? You're not the final girl. You're the idiot who gets taken out in the first act. Let's be honest. If there's a child crying in your house at night and you don't have kids, something has gone horribly wrong. You're not about to stumble on a cute little kid lost on their way to a Pixar movie. No, this is the weeping child. And the last thing you want is to become the weeping adult because you decided to investigate. So here's what you do instead. When you hear that creepy crying, you bolt up in bed, do a full Looney Tunes style double take, and then run in the opposite direction. Picture it. Legs flailing, arms windmilling, and you skidding around the corner like you're in a slapstick cartoon. Because trust me, nothing good ever comes from following mysterious noises in the dark. If this was a Scooby-Doo episode, you'd be the one tripping over your own feet and face-planting into danger. And for the love of all that's holy, don't try to talk to the crying. This isn't some heartwarming Hallmark movie where the power of love fixes everything. If you start saying stuff like, "Hello? Are you okay?" You might as well be saying, "Hey, ghost child, I'm over here. Come scare the pants off me." Just know. In short, when you hear crying in the night, don't be the hero. Be the smart, slapstick escape artist who nopes out of there faster than you can say Ghostbusters. Remember, it's better to run like a cartoon character and live to laugh another day than to investigate and end up as the punchline of a ghost story. Tip 2. Avoid mirrors at night. All right, let's set the scene. You're stumbling through your house in the middle of the night, half asleep, and you suddenly realize you need to hit the bathroom. As you shuffle in, there's one thing you need to remember. Mirrors are not your friend. Seriously. Mirrors at night are like portals to every bad decision you've ever made. Especially if there's a ghostly child involved. Think of it this way. The weeping child loves mirrors the way cats love knocking things off shelves. Except instead of a cute whoops moment, you get a terrifying ghostly encounter. If you look into that mirror, you're risking a face-to-face with a tear-streaked, creepy little ghost who's definitely not practicing her Elsa impressions. So here's what you do. Approach the bathroom mirror like it's a ticking time bomb. Maybe even pretend it's booby-trapped, Indiana Jones style. Slide past it like you're doing some weird sleep-deprived ninja move. Or, better yet, throw a towel over it before you even go in. Picture yourself entering the bathroom like a sneaky cartoon character, tiptoeing in your PJs, towel at the ready. Whoosh, Cover that mirror faster than you can say, "Nope, not today." And if you absolutely must use the bathroom mirror, here's a pro tip. Keep the lights off. Yeah, you might miss a spot brushing your teeth, but at least you won't accidentally catch a glimpse of a ghostly kid giving you the world's creepiest stare down. Better yet, just avoid mirrors entirely after dark. Do you really need to see your reflection at 3 a.m.? No, you don't. Save that for daylight hours when your reflection isn't plotting against you. In short, mirrors at night are a no-go. Avoid them like you'd avoid a possessed doll collection, because the last thing you need is to be face-to-face with the weeping child when you're just trying to pee in peace. Tiptoe, towel up, and live to tell the tale. Because let's be real, nothing good ever comes from a midnight mirror check, especially not in a haunted house. Tip 3. Carry a pocket full of candy. All right, you've ignored the creepy crying. You've expertly dodged the mirror, and now you find yourself face to face with the weeping child. What do? It's time to bust out the secret weapon, candy. That's right. When dealing with ghost children, a pocket full of sweets might just save your life. Think about it. Kids love candy, right? Even ghost kids probably miss the good stuff. None of this healthy snack nonsense either. We're talking the sugary, teeth-rotting kind. So, when you're stocking up on survival gear, don't forget to add a stash of candy to your EDC, everyday carry, list. Skittles, chocolate bars, gummy bears, whatever you've got, make sure it's ready to go. Now, when you see the weeping child, don't scream, don't run. Just reach into your pocket and hold out a piece of candy like you're a ghostly version of Willy Wonka. "Hey kid, want some candy?" you might say, trying not to sound like a terrified lunatic. The hope here is that the ghost child's tears dry up. She forgets about whatever afterlife drama she's got going on, and just focuses on the sweet treat you're offering. It's like the supernatural equivalent of distracting a toddler with a lollipop. And hey, even if it doesn't work, at least you've got candy for yourself. Stress eating is a perfectly valid response when dealing with ghosts, after all. Just be sure to keep a variety on hand. No one wants to be stuck with only licorice when they're trying to appease a ghost kid. In short, when the weeping child shows up, offer her some candy. It's a low-risk, high-reward strategy that just might keep you from becoming her next victim. Plus, it's a great excuse to carry around your favorite sweets. Who knew ghost busting could be so tasty? Tip 4. Don't make eye contact. Alright, so you've done everything right so far. Avoided the crying, stayed away from mirrors, and maybe even thrown some candy at the weeping child. But now, things have gotten serious. She's right in front of you, and here's the golden rule. Do not make eye contact. Seriously, if there's one thing that's going to take this situation from mildly terrifying to screaming for your life, it's locking eyes with this ghostly kid. Imagine this. You're standing there, heart pounding, and the weeping child's tears have stopped. You're tempted, so damn tempted, to look into those big sad eyes. But don't do it. Those tear-filled eyes aren't a window to her soul. They're a doorway to your nightmares. Making eye contact with a ghost is like inviting them into your head, and trust me, once she's in, she's not leaving anytime soon. So, what's the plan? Easy. Channel your inner awkward middle schooler at a school dance. You know the drill. Stare at your shoes, the ceiling, the wall, anywhere but at her face. Hell, you can even pretend to tie your shoe, or check your phone for non-existent messages. Anything to avoid those ghostly peepers. And here's a pro tip. If you absolutely have to look in her direction, focus on her feet or her hands, not her face. Think of it like playing hide and seek. If you can't see her eyes, maybe she can't haunt your dreams. It's like the supernatural equivalent of covering your eyes and saying, "You can't see me." Sure, it's a little childish. But when you're dealing with a ghost child, childish tactics might just be your best bet. In short, whatever you do, don't make eye contact with the weeping child. Keep your gaze down, look anywhere but her face, and hope she gets bored and wanders off. Because once you've locked eyes, it's game over. And nobody wants to play haunted by a ghost kid for the rest of their life. Tip 5. Keep toys handy. All right, You've dodged the crying, avoided the mirrors, and kept your eyes firmly on the ground. But let's face it, sometimes the weeping child just isn't getting the hint. If she's sticking around like a bad cold, it's time to break out the big guns. Toys. That's right. We're talking about a good old-fashioned distraction tactic that might just save your skin. Here's the thing. Ghost or not, the weeping child is still a kid at heart, or whatever passes for a heart in the afterlife. And what do kids love? Toys. So, think of this like ghostly babysitting 101. Keep a few toys around your house or on your person at all times. Something simple, like a small stuffed animal, a yo-yo, or even one of those fidget spinners that were all the rage. You know, the kind of stuff that would keep any kid entertained. Now, when the weeping child shows up and refuses to leave you alone, don't freak out. Just calmly reach into your pocket or grab something from a nearby shelf and offer it to her like you're bribing a toddler at the grocery store. Hey, look, a toy. Go play with this and, leave me alone, okay? It's not the most traditional ghost-busting technique, but desperate times call for desperate measures. If you're lucky, she'll get distracted, maybe even stop crying and start playing with the toy, and boom, you're off the hook. You can quietly slip away while she's busy with her new distraction, like some kind of ghostly babysitter ninja. Plus, now you've got a new ghostly friend who might be less likely to haunt you if you keep her entertained. And hey, if the toy trick doesn't work, at least you tried. Worst case, you've got a cute new stuffed animal to cuddle when you're hiding under the covers. Ghostly encounters are less terrifying when you've got a plush bear for moral support. In short, keep some toys handy to distract the weeping child. It's like handing out candy at Halloween. Except this time, you're trying to keep a ghost kid entertained long enough to make your escape. Who knew survival could be so playful? Tip 6. Learn a lullaby. Alright, so the toys didn't work, and now you're really in a bind. The weeping child is still around, her sobbing echoing through your house like the world's creepiest white noise machine. What do you do next? Time to go old school and break out a lullaby. Yeah, you heard me. When in doubt, sing it out. Look, it's a well-known fact that kids, ghostly or otherwise, love a good lullaby. Maybe the weeping child just needs a little comfort. Something familiar from the time before she became, well, a weeping ghost. So, next time you hear those ghostly wails, take a deep breath, channel your inner bedtime storyteller, and start singing the most soothing lullaby you know. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word. Or something equally calming. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sing? To a ghost? Are you kidding me? But hear me out. If a lullaby can soothe a cranky toddler, why not a spectral one? Plus, it's not like you have a lot of options left at this point. You're already dealing with a ghost child. So what's the harm in trying to serenade her into a less homicidal mood? And hey, if your singing voice isn't exactly up to par, don't sweat it. You're not auditioning for the voice here. You're just trying to survive the night. The key is to be gentle and sincere. Like you're really trying to help this poor ghost kid find some peace. Who knows? Maybe she just wants to be sung to sleep one last time. And if that means you get to avoid being haunted forever, then why not give it a shot? Of course, if the lullaby actually works and she falls asleep, or at least stops crying, don't stick around to admire your work. Slowly, quietly, back out of the room like you've just finished a successful mission in a spy movie. You don't want to risk waking her up. Or worse, attracting other ghosts who want in on the lullaby action. In short, when all else fails, sing a lullaby to the weeping child. It might seem ridiculous, but it's worth a shot if it means calming down a ghost with a penchant for tears. Just remember to keep it soft, soothing. And for the love of all that's holy, don't forget to make your escape once the crying stops. You've just ghost nannied your way to survival. Tip 7. Install motion-activated nightlights. Alright, you've sung your heart out, dodged mirrors, and tossed candy like you're at a parade, but the weeping child is still hanging around. It's time to bring in the big guns. Motion-activated nightlights. That's right. The same little gadgets that keep you from stubbing your toe in the middle of the night might just be your best defense against a ghost kid who loves the dark. Here's the deal. Ghosts, including our favorite tearful terror, thrive in darkness. They love sneaking up on you when you're least expecting it. But you know what ghosts hate? Sudden, blinding light. That's where motion-activated nightlights come in. Imagine the weeping child tiptoeing through your hallway, ready to scare the living daylights out of you, and bam! The hallway lights up like a Christmas tree. Ghostly stealth, ruined. So, go ahead and install these handy little devices in all the right spots. Your bedroom, the bathroom, the hallway, and especially near any creepy mirrors or dark corners where the weeping child might lurk. Think of it like setting up a ghostly security system. If she moves, the lights flick on, and suddenly, she's the one caught off guard. Not so fun being the hunted now, huh? And the best part, you'll see her coming before she gets too close. You'll have those precious extra seconds to decide whether to stand your ground with a lullaby or run like you've never run before. Either way, you're not getting caught in the dark, and that's a win in my book. Plus, these nightlights aren't just for ghost-proofing. They're also great for avoiding late-night trips to the ER because you walked into a doorframe while fleeing a ghost. A little light goes a long way in keeping you safe from both supernatural and very natural dangers. In short, motion-activated nightlights are your new best friend. Set them up strategically around your home to keep the weeping child and any other ghostly visitors at bay. Because when the lights flick on, it's not just you who'll be surprised. It's also the ghost who thought she had the upper hand. Light up your life and keep the darkness and the ghosts at bay. Tip 8. Wear earplugs to bed. Alright, so you've tried everything. The lullaby, the night lights, the toys. And yet, the weeping child just won't quit. What's the next move? Simple. Earplugs. That's right, the tiny foam miracles that block out snoring roommates and loud neighbors might just save your sanity, and maybe your life, when dealing with a crying ghost. Here's the logic. If you can't hear the creepy crying, then it's not happening, right? I mean, sure, the weeping child might still be doing her ghostly thing, but if you're blissfully unaware, who's to say it's even there? Think of it as a classic case of ignorance is bliss. Because let's face it, no one's ever been haunted by something they didn't know was there. So, before you go to bed, pop in a pair of earplugs. Not the flimsy kind you get on airplanes, but the industrial strength ones that block out everything short of a nuclear explosion. The kind that turns the world into a peaceful, silent void where no ghostly sobs can penetrate. You'll sleep like a baby, blissfully unaware of the supernatural drama unfolding just outside your bedroom door. And here's a bonus. You're also blocking out any other spooky noises, like creaking floors, rattling windows, or the sound of ghostly footsteps. If you don't hear it, it's not your problem. You can just roll over, snuggle deeper into your blanket, and drift off into dreamland, completely oblivious to whatever paranormal nonsense is happening around you. Of course, there's always the risk that you might miss your alarm in the morning, or, a fire alarm. But hey, we're talking about surviving a ghost here. Some risks are worth taking. Just make sure to set a backup alarm, or 3, to vibrate under your pillow, and you'll be fine. In short, earplugs are your secret weapon against the weeping child. Block out the sobs, block out the fear, and enjoy a ghost-free night's sleep. Because when it comes to surviving a haunted house, sometimes the best strategy is to simply not hear the things that go bump in the night. Tip 9. Keep salt by your bed. Alright, you've sung lullabies, set up a mini light show, and stuffed your ears with the best soundproofing money can buy. But there's still that lingering feeling of what if? Well, it's time to bring in the tried and true method that every ghost hunter worth their salt, pun intended, knows about. Salt. Salt has been the go-to ghost deterrent since, well, forever. It's like the holy grail of supernatural protection. Simple, effective, and conveniently available at your local grocery store. The weeping child may be persistent, but even she won't cross a line of salt. So, keep a jar of it by your bed, just in case you need to lay down some ghost-proof boundaries. Here's how it works. If you feel the weeping child getting too close for comfort, like you can sense her cold, ghostly presence near your bed, just grab that jar and sprinkle a line of salt around your sleeping area. It's like creating a protective barrier that says, no ghosts allowed beyond this point. Think of it as your personal ghost-free zone, like those VIP sections at concerts. Only way less fun and way more necessary. But don't just stop at your bed. If you're really committed, sprinkle some salt across the thresholds of doors and windows, or even create a perimeter around your entire room. The weeping child might be persistent, but she's not dumb. She'll know better than to mess with someone who's clearly prepared. And here's the best part. Even if the salt doesn't work, though, why wouldn't it? At least you're doing something proactive. There's nothing more empowering than taking ghostly matters into your own hands. Plus, if you ever need to season your midnight snack, you're already prepared. In short, keep a jar of salt by your bed to create a protective barrier against the weeping child. When things get spooky, sprinkle it around your sleeping area and rest easy, knowing you've got an ancient, time-tested method on your side. Because sometimes, the best way to keep the ghosts away is to treat your bedroom like a ghost-repelling fortress. One grain of salt at a time. Tip 10. Just move out. All right, you've tried everything. Lullabies, nightlights, earplugs, candy, toys, and enough salt to start your own deli. But if the weeping child is still hanging around, crying her ghostly little heart out, it might be time to face the hard truth. This place is just too haunted. There's no shame in admitting that sometimes the best way to survive a ghost is to simply not be there anymore. That's right. It's time to pack up and move out. Look, some houses are just bad news. You can sprinkle salt, sing sweet lullabies, and avoid mirrors all you want. But if the weeping child has decided to set up shop in your home, there's only so much you can do. So, before you end up as the star of your own ghost story, consider cutting your losses and finding a new, ghost-free place to live. Because, let's be real, no amount of home improvement is going to turn a haunted house into a dream home. Now, I know moving is a pain. The packing, the paperwork, the finding a new place that isn't also haunted, it's a lot. But think of the perks. A fresh start in a house where the only thing that goes bump in the night is your cat knocking over a lamp. No more creepy crying. No more ghostly encounters in the bathroom. And no more dodging mirrors, like you're in a paranormal obstacle course. And if anyone asks why you're moving, just give them a shrug and say, "The rent's too high," or "I needed more space." You don't have to tell them about the weeping child lurking in the hallway at 3 a.m. Let them figure that out on their own if they decide to take your place. But here's the best part. Moving out isn't just about escaping the weeping child. It's about reclaiming your peace of mind. You deserve to live in a place where the only tears are from watching sad movies, not from a ghost child who won't take a hint. So, pack those bags, hire some movers, and start fresh in a new, non-haunted abode. You've earned it. In short, sometimes the best way to survive a haunting is to leave the haunted place behind. Moving out might seem like the nuclear option, but if it means no more encounters with the weeping child, it's worth it. Find a new place, make it your own, and enjoy the ghost-free life. Because when it comes to survival, there's no shame in knowing when to walk away. And there you have it, Fearless Ghost Dodgers, your complete survival guide to handling the weeping child without breaking a sweat or a mirror. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're officially one step closer to being a certified supernatural survivor. Whether you're armed with candy, salt, or just the common sense to get the hell out, you're now ready to face this tearful terror head-on. If you found these tips as life-saving as they are laugh-inducing, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Cryptid Whisperer, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another chance to outsmart the paranormal. Because, in the world of cryptids and ghosts, knowledge isn't just power. It's your best shot at staying sane. Thanks for watching, stay spooky, and remember, when it comes to the weeping child, sometimes the best solution is to just keep the earplugs in and the salt close by. See you in the next video. If you survive.